I love her. We'll be a family. Gasps of shock erupted. His wife slowly lifted her eyes to him, not with anger but with deep pain and disbelief. She said nothing. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Her mother jumped up, trying to say something, but words caught in her throat. The man turned and walked out, where a young pregnant woman was waiting. He didn't even look back. His wife sat still, paralyzed not just in body but in soul. The celebration ended in an instant. That night, the house was silent. The guests had long gone, and only a soft light from the window illuminated the room. The wife sat by the window in her wheelchair, staring into the darkness. The untouched food from the party still sat on the table. She turned her head slowly, looking at the photos on the wall, the wedding, trips, happy memories. All of it now felt like a lie. She rolled to the closet, opened it, and began packing his things. Each movement was difficult, but her eyes no longer held tears, only calmness. As if something inside her had broken, and immediately hardened. She folded his shirts, ties, and on top placed the watch she had gifted him years ago. Then she closed the suitcase and pushed it to the corner. She rolled to the old dresser, opened the bottom drawer, and took out a locked wooden box. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside were documents, letters, contract copies, everything she had quietly collected over the years. One folder bore his name. She flipped through the documents, and a faint bitter smile touched her lips. He thought she was weak. That without him, she was nothing. But he never knew how strong she had really been. She closed the box, placed it on her lap, and rolled to the table. She boiled water, made herself tea, and for the first time that evening, took a deep breath. Pain was still there, but so was determination. That night marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. The next morning, she called his lawyer and asked for a meeting. Her voice was steady, without bitterness or blame. She arrived with her caregiver. Her husband was already there, lounging smugly in a chair, his pregnant mistress by his side, mockingly eyeing the former wife. He didn't stand. Didn't even greet her. "You still can't let me go. Please, no scenes." She nodded, didn't look at him, and handed the lawyer a thick folder. At first he ignored it, until he saw his name on the cover. He snatched it, flipping through the pages. His expression changed, from surprise to confusion, then fear. Inside were documents proving that the business he always claimed as his own was, in fact, registered in his wife's name. According to their prenuptial agreement, infidelity meant he lost not only his share, but all rights to any property. Also included were message screenshots, photos with his mistress, and receipts in her name, paid with the company card. His hands shook. He looked to the lawyer for help, but the lawyer simply spread his hands. Everything was legally sound. His mistress shifted nervously. His wife sat silently, still calm. Then she finally spoke. "You wanted freedom. Now you have it, without money, without a company, without a name." His face turned pale. He was speechless. The only sounds were his heavy breathing, and the rustle of papers falling from his hands. He sat slumped, confidence gone, eyes lost. The mistress pulled away from him. Her eyes darted from the wife, to the documents, to the lawyer, then back to the man she once called her support. She no longer held his hand. On the contrary, she looked like she was searching for the quickest way out. The wife said nothing, not anger, not satisfaction. Only peace. The silence in the room stretched on. Then the mistress stood, adjusted her purse, and walked toward the door without a word. The husband tried to call after her, but his voice was gone. She never looked back. The door closed quietly behind her. Only three remained, the husband, the wife, and the lawyer. He finally raised his eyes to her, desperate, pleading, even regretful. He tried to speak, but no words came. She looked at him, calmly, with a touch of sadness. "I believed in you. I thought you were my support. But you were my trial. And now I've passed it. He wanted to object but knew, it was too late. Everything was decided. Everything signed. His words no longer held power over her, the situation, or even himself. The lawyer stood, gathered the documents and left them alone. She rolled slowly to the door. Without turning around, she said, "You didn't just lose me. You lost everything you had. And the worst part? You chose it." Then she left, leaving him alone in silence. For the first time in his life, he understood what it meant to be truly alone.